Very close. Waters shoulder to shoulder, head to head, nose to nose. Free house over Trump, Captain Budget. Oh, it's close.
And hello, welcome to this week's edition of Laurel Park Weekly. It's Thursday, December 7th. We do this show by the Laurel Park Paddock. I'm Stan Salter, Ty Ellis, Dave Rodman. A little loud here this morning for the show. It sounds like they're putting a new roof on the paddock just in time for winter time. Winter racing right around the corner here. Got a little chilly this week here at Laurel Park.
Well, it's a good sound. A lot of renovations continuing here at Laurel Park, and we got to take care of the historic paddock here at Laurel Park. I'll call it the Ben's Cat Paddock. How's that? Okay.
Yes.
So a new roof going on. They've been working on it the last couple of weeks. So if you hear some banging sounds, that's not one of our compadres rooting for a horse somewhere banging on the TV. It's a new roof.
I had a couple of days off Sunday and Monday before I left. They hit the pick six on Saturday for a little over 14,000. You guys have any big scores Sunday and Monday while I was gone, Ty?
I like the horse Monongahela. We're going to touch on him a little bit, but I was keen on that horse, and I gave him out to a couple people. You feel good when you do that.
Yeah, nice, impressive winner of that three other than allowance race we had on Monday. We'll show you that when we get to the local recap later on in the show. 4 exciting races last week from Laurel Park, and we have 4 exciting races coming up this Saturday at Laurel Park. The 2 Maryland Juvenile Championship races, one for the boys, one for the fillies. Those races shaping up to be exciting, and 2 big fields in the Howard Bender and the Willer on the Move.
Yeah, and good news, Willer on the Move. Ms. Locust Point was pointing for New York or here, and this morning I read she's coming here. So this is a really competitive group of runners in our 2-year-old stakes, and also some older horses as well, and our others.
You touched on Miss Locust Point. Yeah. I can't wait to see that filly run here.
Yeah, she loves Laurel. She's 1 for 1.
She was entered here a while back, but Scratch ran that day up at Parks and aired that day coming in here. And it should be a good day.
All right, well, let's get right to it here. For the local preview, 4 stake races this Saturday. It's going to be an exciting day. We have the $10,000 Maryland Jockey Club Giving Tree, the calendar giveaway. So exciting day of action this Saturday. Let's start with race 4. Race 4 Saturday will be the first of 4 stake races that will also kick off that 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. Race 4 is the Maryland Juvenile Fraternity $100,000 stake for 2-year-olds, going 7 furlongs on the main track. And well, let's show you what Clever Mind did in his debut performance October 21st here at Laurel Park. This was in the Maryland Million it's the Maryland Million Nursery for 2-year-olds. In his debut, Clever Mind comes from dead last with Nick Juarez aboard, gets up to win at 7-1 for Grand Motion. It's a talented 2-year-old. Now he's going to try for 2 for 2 this Saturday here at Laurel.
Yeah, his debut run, he was a maiden against winners in the Maryland Million Nursery, broke a beat slow from the gate. And when you're a first-time starter going against winners, and you can make a rally like that, wide on the outside, getting your act together late and getting your mind on business. Looks like he's a nice colt there, a type for Graham Motion.
Yeah, first-time starter. You mentioned it drew the rail last time in the Maryland Million Nursery and broke slow and swept the field. Finished second or finished first, beat Jamaica Dawn, who's going to be in this race. Also going to draw down the 5 posts. I'm going to go with the Rodney Jenkins horse in here, Cord Maker. Rodney Jenkins, I'm hoping for a big day for him. He's got Shimmering Aspen. This horse has been backed well at the windows all 3 times. Finished second in a good allowance race last time. I have looked for this horse to improve. Clever Mind was definitely impressive. First time Graham Motion.
Yep.
I think the race probably going to come down to Cord Maker and Clever Mind, but still having fun. Impressive maiden winner for Timmy Keefe. Could be a bit of a price underneath.
Cordmaker's got some seasoning under his belt. He's had 3 runs, a change of equipment coming on. Cordmaker in the Maryland Juvenile Futurity. Rodney Jenkins adding the blinkers. Blinkers on.
So Clever Mind is going to be your likely favorite. Clever Mind will get first-time Lasix after winning the Maryland Million Nursery. Gets first-time Lasix here this Saturday. Edgar Prado to ride Clever Mind, 2-year-old colt by Buffum, bred by Sycamore Hall Thoroughbreds LLC here in Maryland. And you mentioned the equipment change with Cordmaker, Blinkers on, Cordmaker. Cordmaker, one of 2 Curlin colts here in the race. Let's see, am I missing any others? Yeah, only two Curlin colts here. Cordmaker, the experience and the seasoning should pay off. A good second last out going a mile. But how about the other Curlin horse in here, Whirlin' Curlin, a big 23-1 upset winner in the Christopher Elzer here at Laurel Park. Jevion Toledo will ride for Gary Capuano. So homebred for Marathon Farms. They've been on a roll recently. Sky's the limit maybe here for Whirlin' Curlin.
It's kind of a quick run back for him.
Yep.
But, that's the question. Will he be able to handle a quick turnaround? Just one here in the Elzer. Restricted stake on November 25th at a 23-1 upset. Others have had a little more time off and some works in between. So 2-year-old coming back quickly for Gary Cap. There's another horse toward the inside still having fun. It was a little bit reminiscent of Clever Minds win there in the Maryland Million Nursery. Still having fun for the Tim Keefe barn. He broke a bit slow, but a relentless rally on the outside to get up as a mild upsetter there in his debut run on November 17th.
All right, so a talented field of Maryland-bred 2-year-olds here in the Maryland Juvenile Fraternity for 100,000th race 4 this Saturday here at Laurel to kick off the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. Let's take a look at the filly division for the Maryland Juvenile Championships. That's going to be race 7 on Saturday, $100,000 for 2-year-old fillies going 7 furlongs on the main track. And let's show you the other Maryland Million 2-year-old winner from October 21st. Limited View didn't break very well, but she made that up around the far turn. She had a big rally, wide rally, and here she comes in the stretch with Edgar Prado aboard for John Salzman Jr. She'll be one of your likely favorites here this Saturday. Limited View.
She's been a work in progress, hasn't she, since the beginning of her career. You know, they had some issues up her with Saratoga. They had to scratch her in a stakes race up there because of her behavior. She's set in a paddock. She's settled down a little bit, and once she gets her act completely together, when she does have her mind on business, she has her act together now. She's a tough filly. Coming from off the pace to that time.
Broke a little slow is a understatement what that horse did. I think she lost probably 10 lengths at the start of that race.
Yep.
If she gets a good break, she'll still probably sit back of the pack or maybe a little bit more forward place. She's probably 5 or 6 lengths better than what she showed that last race. Margie's Money, who was kind of taking all the other money in that same race that Limited View was in the Maryland Million. Lassie drew the 3-hole in here. Hugh McMahon, Carol Cedeno gets to ride the mount. This time coming off a bit of a layoff. Speed and faded in that Lassie. I'm hoping that maybe she just needed a little bit of a break and that the rest will do her a little bit of good too.
All right, so a big field here in the Maryland Juvenile Filly Championships. 11 fillies here in this race. We caught up with trainer John Salzman Jr. this morning here at Laurel Park talking about his Freedom Child filly, Limited View, one of your likely favorites in the Juvenile Filly Championship. Here's what Salzman had to say.
She's doing super. We're getting a little further away than I would want to be because we're having trouble keeping her. She's really sharp right now, but we've had her to the gate 4 or 5 times and we've had no issues over there. So hopefully that was just a one-time thing. I still don't know exactly what happened, but she's doing super. She's worked perfectly. Edgar's been on her every time she's worked. Everything's so far, knock on wood, is good.
With her versatility, where would you like, what kind of trip?
Okay, there's trainer John Salzman Jr. talking about Limited View, and he was referring to her getting left at the gate in the Maryland Million Lassie when she won that with Edgar Prado aboard. But talking to him, Prado knows this filly, and Salzman said she likes to have a target to run at, but if she breaks sharp, Salzman would be happy to see her up there in the front flight early on in this race.
Yeah, well, now we know she doesn't need the lead, that's for sure. So she's going to give a good accounting for herself. But a very deep field of young fillies in here. 86 Mets in the Kelly Rubley barn. It comes back to the main track here at Laurel after a third-place finish on a race that was taken off the turf on November 10th, her last start behind Layla Noor. That filly ran well in New York this past weekend for our Nodella course. Right. So I would think you'd have to give a couple of extra points to 86 Mets, breaking toward the outside and are leading jockey Jevion Toledo.
Kelly Rubley, she'll be tough. Another Fairhill shipper will be the 10 Frechette for trainer Graham Motion, 2-year-old filly by El Padrino. She put it all together in her second career start when they added the Lasix. That was an impressive win in the mud November 6th here at Laurel. Got a 62 buyer in that win. tie. So Graham's going to have the favorite in the boy division, and he'll have a little bit of a upset shot here with Frigette in the girl division.
Yeah, far outside horse, also steamy hot. I'm going to give a bit of a price. Mary Epler, the horse won by 14 lengths. It was a maiden claiming or waiver maiden claiming race, but whenever you see multiple, especially a 14-length margin,
Yep.
I think that horse has room to improve and might be able to, with the draw on that outside, pop the gates and kind of control the pace from the outside.
Yeah, I got to echo Ty's feelings there on her maiden win for $40,000, a 14-length win. You can toss her debut run where she wasn't acting correctly, stepped slow, rushed up 4 to 5 wide. In a way, a little bit like Limited View. She's just learning, getting her mind on business, and that was really a turnaround race there. And nobody took her for the $40,000. Of course, it's a lot of money to claim a filly there, but so she's coming back hoping to win a stake right off the bat after the high-level maiden claiming win.
And while talking about upset potentials here in the Philly Championship, trainer Mike Trombetta, one of our leading trainers this fall here and all the time here in Maryland, he has an upset shot here with Number the Stars, number 7 here in this 11-horse field, 2-year-old filly by Great R. She had a nice debut win here at Laurel Park against Maiden 40. Then she regressed a little bit against Allowance Company. If she gets back to the effort we saw with her debut win and maybe improve from there, she could be a factor. Forest Boy's back on her today. Here's what trainer Mike Trombetta has to say about Number the Stars, a long shot Saturday here at Laurel.
She's doing well. She probably lacks a little bit of experience, but she's certainly worth a try at this.
You know, with a big field like this, what would be your best kind of trip to see her get?
Well, you know, I'll have to watch the track that day, but certainly, you know, these wintry tracks, you don't want to rush them along a little bit. They can be a little tiring. So we'll just let her find her way and see what she can do.
All right, so Trombetta there with an upset shot with Number the Stars. Good-looking debut, and then she went the other way against Allowance Company, hoping for a better effort today here in this race.
Yeah, the favorite in the race was Hey Nikki, who beat her by 4 lengths, and the short comment was getting out at the 5:16, so maybe a little bit of an equipment change to kind of get her more of on a straight course here. There's a lot of fillies who have upside potential in here in the Philly Champ.
All right, so some talented Maryland breds for the 2 Maryland Juvenile Championship races this Saturday here at Laurel Park. Looking forward to them. A couple other stakes as well this Saturday. The Howard M. Bender Memorial, $75,000 stake for 3-year-olds. Maryland bred, Maryland sired, going 6 furlongs on the main track. Big field here in the Howard Bender. Attracted 12 in this race. And let's take a look here at one of your likely favorites. If there's a fast early pace, you know it's going to set it up for the 10. Rocking On By. Let's show you his effort last out here at Laurel Park. A good second. He's been second 19 times here overall, 9 times here at Laurel Park. He hasn't won in a while. He's made a bunch of money for trainer Steve Casey. Here's his race. Here's his last race when he was second back on November 12th here against Allowance Company at Laurel.
19 times second, and he's earned close to $500,000. Imagine if you could turn a couple of those around. He'd be close to $1 million in earnings right now.
Yep.
Very solid, honest horse he is. He's going to need a good pace to run to. He should get it in the Bender.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about the horse. I'll probably leave him off any of my tickets, but I do like probably going to get a nice setup. You're going to get Lewisfield that's going to show a little bit of speed. There's just going to be when you get these big fields, it's a 12-horse field. You're naturally going to get some early front running speed to run after. So I do like the race setup that Rockin' On By should get.
All right, 6-year-olds made almost $500,000. We'll see if Rockin' On By can get there in the Howard Bender. It's the Journey, going to be probably in front turner for home. He didn't like the track down there at Keeneland in the Grade 2 Phoenix last out. I think we can give him an excuse from that race. We caught up with Trombetta talking about It's the Journey. Here's what he had to say about that last race at Keeneland and how It's the Journey's doing coming into the race Saturday.
Journey's good. He's pretty fresh. We took him to Keeneland and ran him, and he didn't seem to like the surface very much. So, you know, he's been training well here, breezing well, and I think he's coming to this in pretty good fashion.
He has some early speed, but he likes to have a nice stalking trip too. What kind of trip you think he'll get?
Yeah, he's handy. If he breaks well, he can be wherever Julian's going to want to put him. So, you know, he could find himself on the front, or he could find himself just laying off the speed. So he'll dictate that once we get started.
All right, Pimentel's had a couple wins on the 4-year-old Maryland bred it's the journey. I think just draw a line through that race down there at Keeneland last out. He loves this track here at Laurel Park. He's a 5-time winner, 9 for 13 in the money overall.
Yeah, he didn't like the Keeneland surface perhaps, but I think he'll like the company here at Laurel on Saturday afternoon, coming back against Maryland-bred types. It's the journey. Loves this track.
I love what Trombetta said. He said handy. I think that makes it so easy for a jockey. It kind of takes a lot of the guessing game out of what you want to do when the brakes. If brakes well, then go to the front. This horse does have fantastic tactical speed and looks to control the pace, but I do like if the horse breaks a little slow, Pimentel might take him back a little bit and make one big run. But when a trainer says handy, I kind of always perks my ears up that says the horse can pretty much do anything, has got a good head on his shoulders.
Are we forgetting about a real long shot in here? I just kind of a talk show man. I know he looks like he's a turf horse, but as hot as Hammy Smith is right now, he's just doing nothing wrong. Ham Smith Barn having a really good fall session here at Laurel Park. Let's not forget he's won on the dirt before.
Yep.
Just son of a lark in there. I don't know if he'll be sharp enough to go 3/4 of a mile after those route races, coming off third place finish in the Maryland Million Turf. He's obviously a turf specialist, but he's also a main track winner too, dirt winner.
Yeah, it's a talk show man in there for Hammy Smith. Trainer Gary Capuano, he's been red hot recently. He has 3 runners in here, including Showalter, a homebred for Marathon Farms, an impressive winner last out against 2 other than Allowance Company. You look Showalter in the eye, and he's always dead game. Gary Capuano with a good shot here in this race with 3 runners.
Again, another quick turnaround run there for Gary Cap, just like Whirl and Curl, and he just won like 8 days ago, right? Showalter, the 1st of December, and he's coming back in about a week plus rest.
Struth. I'm going to throw Struth in. The horse, I'm not sure what the price is going to be. I think you're going to get a good price, but this horse finished second to Blue Moon Ace in the Coalition up at Timonium. Got a bit of a break. Didn't run well on the good track last time at Parks. But if this horse can run back, has been running competitive races in Open Stakes Company, won an Open Stakes at Delaware, I think Struth is going to be a major horse to look at, and I think you're going to get a good price, especially with Kieran McGee training.
Yep. All right, so nice big 12-horse field. Maryland-bred, Maryland-side horses in the Howard Bender. Let's take a look at the 4th stake race of the day here Saturday at Laurel Park. Race 6 will kick off the late pick 4. It's also the Willow on the Move Stakes. Filly and Mares 3 and up, $100,000 stake, going 6 furlongs. Let's show you Shimmering Aspen's last win here at Laurel Park. This was back in August in the Twix Stakes here for Shimmering Aspen. A powerful win, going 7 furlongs. Got a 97 Buyer speed figure. That was her lifetime best. She's a 5-time winner here at Laurel Park. She's trying to get back in good form. She didn't run very well in the Grade 3 Charlestown Oaks at Charlestown. They gave her a little time off. She was the beaten favorite last out in the Safely Kept. And I remember talking to some people that day. She looked very good there winning that race in the Twix. But I remember talking about the Safely Kept. That was probably the toughest race she'd ever ran in, the Safely Kept. Burned, Your Love were 2 very accomplished filly and mares in there. So now she may be now she's trying to get back in good form here. She's going against Open Company here in the Willow on the Move, so it's another tough test for her.
Made a move on the turn, loomed like she was going to do something, kind of flattened out, and then Byrne comes charging in the middle of the track to score the victory in the Safely Kept. So going back old school, shortening up 6 furlongs here is Rodney Jenkins on Shimmering Aspen. Can she get back to the form is the main question. I don't know. This is a tough spot for her again. I mean, I don't know if it's as tough as the Safely Kept Stakes was, but you got My Magician, 4-time winner at Laurel, Line of Best Fit, a 2-time winner who was 3rd behind Songbird in the Delaware Handicap back this past summer, now moving into Claudio Gonzalez's barn. And Ty, you mentioned Ms. Locust Point.
Yeah, Miss Locust Point. I picked she was entered, cross-header, but she was entered in the Safely Kept, and I actually picked Miss Locust Point on top that day. She scratched, went up to Parks and aired, won by 3 lengths in a second-level allowance. These connections were really, really high on this filly at one time. Brought her down to Gulfstream for their winter championship meet for the Forward Gal. So I'm not jumping off her. I'm going to put Miss Locust Point on top. I do think it came up a little bit softer than the Safely Kept. There were 4 or 5 horses in that race that were really, really good, including the winner Byrne. But Shimmering Aspen's going to be tough. Ivy Bell is an interesting horse. Yeah. The shipper coming in from Churchill, finished 2nd in a Grade 3 to Chicago up at Churchill Downs. This horse has some good back class. If you look through the forms, win pretty easily in some other tougher races. So I think Ivy Bell could be a surprise. for connections that don't run a lot of horses here.
Second to Finley's Lucky Charm catches the eye there in a Grade 3 at Churchill this past summer. Absolutely. Charlie Baker sending this one down from New York. This filly beat My Magician, who I consider as one of the contenders in the Willa on the Move on Saturday afternoon. I'll tell you, Shimmering Aspen, she's got to really come back to that 97 buyer figure the race was showed there to win.
Right. Yeah, you mentioned absolutely a perfect 3-for-3 record here at Laurel Park for Charlton Baker. Let's talk about a couple other big races. That was the 4 stake races this Saturday here at Laurel Park, and if you're out here, you can watch all the simulcast action as well. There's a Grade 1 out there at Los Alamitos Racecourse this Saturday. Race 3 out there at Los Al. Talk us through it, Ty.
I think I don't want to knock the race at all. These are Grade 1s, but I think our Maryland juvenile filly races could, a couple of them could compete in here. It came up a little light, 5 horses in both of them, but we're going to start with the Futurity. Salamini from Bob Baffert Barn, Zayat Stables finished second in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, right behind Good Magic, was on the inside of a racetrack that really was not playing. The speed was dead pretty much at Del Mar all Breeders' Cup weekend, and that's where he got stuck that trip and still ran a good second to Good Magic.
All right, Baffert with 2 runners in there, also McKenzie in there. Dave, a 2-year-old colt by Street Sense, got a 99 buyer when he won by 5.5 in debut at Santa Anita.
I saw this race in the press box one evening after our local card, and Keith Fustel, Aquabase, your handicapping partner, watched it, and we turned to each other and we said, Derby winner. Well, what kind of Derby is he going to win? I don't know. But
right.
Then we didn't know he ran a 99 buyer figure, so obviously weren't any geniuses in seeing a rising star here. Obviously too early to tell anything about next year, but if he does win this race, there'll be more buzz about him for sure. A Street Sense colt, ultra impressive. You really have to see the race to understand how easy he won. I mean, he's got to be favored in here.
Yeah, all right, so nice addition of the Grade 1. Los Alamitos Cash Call Fraternity also out there. They have the Grade 1 Starlet for 2-year-old fillies out there, and some nice fillies in this race. Peter Miller, Bob Baffert, Doug O'Neill. You got to have some runners to be out there at Los Al this Saturday.
I think you got to look no further than War Heroine, the Peter Miller horse who won by almost 7 lengths in her debut. Dream Team, Bob Baffert's got another horse. Doug O'Neill's got a horse in here. Short field, but really competitive. And Peter Miller, I think, has the most likely horse to win, War Heroine. But anything can happen in these five horse fields.
Well, it's a mile and a 16th, and the young fillies, which one does have. Some of them have experience at longer races, particularly outside yesterday's news. But that longer race, the longer race efforts were on the grass. This is on the dirt.
So a couple nice Grade 1s out there on the West Coast. Let's get a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll show you a couple big Grade 1s from Aqueduct this past weekend. Also 4 local winners that caught our attention this past weekend at Laurel Park. Right after this.
At ExpressBet, we celebrate the champions who make horse racing great. That's why we provide more ways to bet from more places than ever. We've built an entire family of brands to support horse racing, to give players more of the rewards they deserve, give bettors the information they need to win, and provide a community for horse bettors. Because the best way to support the champions of horse racing is to champion horse racing. ExpressBet. We are racing.
Okay, welcome back here. Ty Ellis, Dave Rodman, Stan Salter, Laurel Park Weekly. New edition here Thursday. It's Thursday. No, it's not November 7th. What's the date today, guys?
It's
December
close.
7th. All right, December 7th. I'm looking at the wrong date here on my sheet. But let's show you a couple Grade 1s from Aqueduct last Saturday up there. Sharp Azteca, an impressive winner in the Cigar Mile at Aqueduct.
Going off as favorite under Javier Castellano, and Practical Joke got a lot of attention in there. Was lagging well behind early and did get up for third as the second choice, but there was no doubt about it, winner Sharp Azteca. Sharp as can be in the Cigar Mile Grade 1 there for Ivan Rodriguez owner and George Navarro, and perhaps we'll see him in the Pegasus World Cup.
Bayard at 115. The only question is, will he like the 1 1/8 at the Pegasus? That's what I'm thinking. They're probably going to take this horse next. That was impressive. I don't think I mean, this one-turn mile is perfect for this horse, but a stretch out in the Pegasus down at our sister track Gulfstream is probably on the horizon for this sharp-looking.
It came back, I believe, a little cut. I read out of the race, but it looks like it's going to be he'll be okay, and perhaps Pegasus.
Okay. All right. Another big race up there at the Big A Saturday. The Remsen for 2-year-olds. Catholic boys making a lot of noise up there in New York. Here's what he did Saturday in the Remsen.
Remsen, there's Catholic boy circled, and well, he's not just a turf horse anymore. As he sits off the pace, well relaxed, 3 wide upper stretch, drawing clear for the victory under Manny Franco for owner Robert LaPenta. Familiar burgundy colors there, and trainer Jonathan Thomas drawing away in the Remsen Stakes. What'd you think of that guy?
That was impressive. You got a 4-1 on the horse, I think, because that was the first start on the dirt, but in a barn that really, you don't, they're not the Chad Browns or the Pletchers up there, Jonathan Thomas, so you got a good price on Catholic Boy. And Robert LaPenta, he's got a lot of good runners. They do a good job with their operation.
Yep. All right, well, that was last Saturday up there in Aqueduct. A couple nice Grade 1 winners. Congratulations to those connections. Let's show you 4 local horses that caught our attention this past weekend here at Laurel Park. Let's go to last Friday, December 1st, here at Laurel Park, and trainer Graham Motion with a couple nice fillies in race 4 last Friday. Let's show you Marab's win, 2-year-old filly by Tisnow. Out of the mare, B Sharp Sonata, who we remember from around here. B Sharp Sonata won 2 Grade 2s, made almost $600,000, and it looks like she has a nice filly here. Marab wins in her second career starter, first time on the main track.
A lot going on in this race. Motion ran 1-2, and I think the entry was favored mostly because of the horse that ran second there behind Marab, and that was Safwa, who was a half-sister to Always Dreaming.
Right.
So because of that pedigree, and you got 2 for 1, Marab out of a really, really nice mare as well there, B Sharp Sonata, if you remember that filly by Pulpit. Really professional, wide the entire way, eager the entire way, and certainly it looks like she's going to be okay. Motion says it looks like he'll keep her here at Laurel Park, at least for the time being.
Right.
Maybe not get into too many deep waters this winter at Gulfstream. But you never know, she could improve.
The Beyer came back a little slow. It was a low 60 Beyer, but certainly passed the eye test. I mean, the horse was running away in a big field. Yeah, I'll be interested to see where he points this horse next.
Yeah, past the eye test and the wide trip and the whole, a lot of possibilities for her down the road. But don't need to jump into too many deep waters right now. Let her grow up, and next year could be a big one for Mirab.
All right, so that was an impressive winner last Friday. Let's show you the Maryland bred from last Saturday. She Rolls, been on a roll recently for trainer John Hartzell. Hit it one time with the video, fellows. Let's see this 4-year-old filly by Frisian Fire. She Rolls with the Hall of Famer Edgar Prado aboard. Tiger Eyes was looking for 6 in a row, but She Rolls was just too tough.
She's consistent, 5-19 now lifetime, 2 seconds and 2/3. And who's aboard but Edgar Prado? Let's keep that count on Prado. 6,984, headed to 7,000 career victories. Just kind of sat on her, let her do her thing, and a sharp effort, gate to wire. Tiger Eyes, well, arguably could have made it closer, and she gotten out of the gate in good fashion. She broke a little bit slow in her search for, I believe it was, she was going for, 6 in a row, Stan, right? Yep. The runner-up. But She Rolls, good going. John Hartzell for Sandy Valley Farm.
Did you have that one, Ty?
I don't think I played that race.
All right. I think I had She Rolls on top over the Maya's Eyes. One exact. At least I hit for the weekend. I was off Sunday and Monday, and looks like Tim Ritchie had a nice debut winner last Sunday here. Race 4, Captain Scotty in his debut. Final time here, 109 and change. If we have the video, one time hit it for Captain Scotty. Fellas, there we go. What did you guys think of this win Sunday?
I thought it was a sharp effort. 4-1, a little bit of a kept secret. Didn't get that much play at the window. Late in the game, Andrew Wolfson aboard. Always beware when Richie comes to town. He doesn't come to town that often.
Fast time here for this horse's debut performance.
85 Bayard. Yeah, so that's a good first-time starter here at Laurel. Had been working up at Delaware, so that's where I think might have got lost in the translation, and the horse 4-1 was pretty much a steal there.
I'll give you a horse to play next time out of that race. Evil Monkey, who did get early money and got late money, was the favorite in the race. Ducked in at the start, a little slow to begin, and I just think kind of got lost in the shuffle there early in the game and ran into what looks to be a good colt.
All right, so that was last Sunday there with Captain Scotty. Keep your eye on him. Saratoga Bob, a good second. Keep your eye on him as well. Last Monday, we had a 3 other than allowance race going long on the main track, and trainer Kelly Rubley and Gunpowder Farms, they had a live runner here at 6-1, Monongahela. Did I say the name right, Dave?
Now I'm not really sure because we asked Ty. And
Monongahela.
Monongahela.
Less me, more video, guys. No one wants to see me. Hit the video. There we go.
Whatever you call him, he was a 6 horse, I think, wasn't he? Yeah.
Dana Whitney, yeah, and I mean, this horse was in a drive. It passed about the 8-3/8 pole, and I was big on the horse. I singled the horse in all my exotics, and I didn't think the horse was going to come home, but good ride by Dana Whitney, and good training job by Kelly Rubley.
A willing winner there, 5 of 10 this year for Monongahela.
All right, $14 winner there. That's it. We're out of time. Big weekend coming up here this Saturday, the Giving Tree. If we have it, let's show you what's going on this Saturday with the $10,000 Giving Tree and the Maryland Jockey Club calendar giveaway. Win a chance to choose a wrapped gift from under the tree, including flat screens, iPads, game systems, and more. Always a popular promotion we have here as we get ready for the holiday season.
That always brings a big crowd out. You never know what you're going to get if you do get if you get your name picked or number picked to get a prize from the Giving Tree. They're wrapped prizes, so all right, it's kind of a mystery until you open it up. Right?
All right, good stuff. We're out of time. For Ty Ellis, Dave Robin, I'm Stan Salter. Hope to see you here at Laurel Park this weekend.